My husband has changed, but sometimes I resent him for our past. I, F38, and my husband, M40, have been married for 15 years and have 2 children, M12 and F10. 7 years ago, I was on the verge of divorcing him because he was a terrible husband and father. He didn't help with the kids, the house, or the finances. He only cared about his work, friends, and hobbies. He treated me like a maid and a babysitter, not like a wife. He never praised me, paid attention to me, or made me feel loved. He was selfish, rude, and disrespectful towards me. One day, I had enough and left home with our children to stay at my parents'. I told him I wanted a divorce and that there was no turning back. He was shocked and started pleading for a second chance. He said he loved me and was willing to change. He mentioned doing individual therapy and wanted to attend couples therapy with me. He promised to do everything to save our marriage and family. I felt sorry for him and decided to give him a chance, but with one condition: if he reverted to his old self, I would leave without looking back. He agreed and promised to be different. And he was. He started individual therapy, and we went for couples therapy. He began helping with the kids and the house. He started caring about me and giving me attention. He became a decent husband and father. Even after all these years, he continues to improve. He hasn't returned to his previous ways. He still treats me well and is a good father to our children. He remains a better person. But sometimes, I get upset. I wonder why he only changed after I almost divorced him. Why didn't he change earlier when I asked, cried, and suffered? Why didn't he value me before when I was by his side, supporting him, loving him? Why did he only care when I left, rejected him, and walked away? I know he genuinely changed and isn't pretending. I know he regrets what he did and wants to be better. I know he loves me, and I love him. But sometimes, I feel anger, sadness, hurt, resentment. Sometimes, I feel like he doesn't deserve my forgiveness, my love, my family. I've never told him or anyone this. I try to hide these feelings and focus on the present, not the past. I'm happy with him and our children. I try to be a good wife and mother, but sometimes, I wonder if I made the right choice. I'm not gonna be alive when I'm 20. I'm 15F. My grandpa ADM is my best friend and has been since I was a toddler. Everyone in my family favors my older brother over me except my grandpa. Today I overheard my mom talking to someone about my grandpa and she said he has some form of lung disease and Alzheimer's. Everyone in the family knows how badly I get upset when anything happens to him. She said she didn't think he's gonna last another 5 years. I'll be honest, I plan on killing myself when he dies. He's my best friend and I've known him as my best friend my whole life and I don't want to live without him. I've struggled really badly with mental health and I stay alive for him and pretty much no one else. I flashed my boobs at a party. Never again. It was a small party of close friends, obviously alcohol was involved. We'd reached the point of the night where everyone was tipsy and it was nothing but dirty jokes and talks of past sexual exploits. The players in this conversation are as follows: myself, my boyfriend, my best friend, and her boyfriend. During this conversation, it comes up that my best friend has partaken in sexy times with my boyfriend I in the past. Before anyone asks, her boyfriend is already aware of this. However, he comes to the sudden realization that he's the only one in our circle that hasn't seen my tits, and says it's only fair I show them off, just to settle the score. It's all in good fun. So don't you all be offended on my behalf. Another thing to consider is that he has Asperger's, and never intends to be as abrasive as he sometimes is. The problem is just that my breasts have always been a huge point of insecurity for me. Maybe it's just body dysmorphia, but I think they hang too low, my nipples don't point in the right directions, etc. I've never liked them. I've avoided wearing tops I'd very much love to wear, and ultimately I've wanted so badly, for so long, to get cosmetic surgery to fix them, regardless of how many times my boyfriend tells me he loves them and that there's nothing wrong with them. All that said, I had my reservations about this request. I laughed and said, "Nah, you wouldn't want to see them anyways." Then my boyfriend, in his drunken stupor, goes, "Aw, come on," and then forms a group chant of "show us. Show us." So I gave in and let him loose. There were some initial cheers, but they faded out pretty quickly. And I shit you not, my friend's boyfriend then turns to mine and says, "You know, we could have just looked up titty pics on the internet." And that's when I decided I'll never wear bikini/low-cut shirts, let alone flash my sad boobies ever again. I wish I had a boyfriend to have sex with all the time. I'm always horny and I wish I had a boyfriend that I could just call up and let him know how much I want him. Yeah, FWB are cool, but they're not always available and they usually have other sides pieces. The thought of exclusivity with one person excites me so much. Being myself with no filter around a partner is such a turn on. I would do anything to pleasure my partner. I'd give him the gut 5,000. I want him to be hard on me while being soft with me. Hopefully I find him soon. Edit, My main point is that I don't want meaningless sex with a FWB or a fling. I want the ethereal connection that comes with being in love with a significant other. Yeah, I can get the physical touch from temporary hookup, but never the intimate connection. I want to have hard hair-pulling passionate sex as I caress his face and look into his eyes while we release our souls and merge them into one. I want him to slap, bite, choke me and fuck my brains out, while he tells me how much he loves me wholeheartedly. My husband wet the bed and I showed zero sympathy. I'm here really just to get this off my chest, because I can't say it to anyone I know IRL. I got my 10-month-old back to sleep for the third time at 3:45 a.m. At about 4:30 a.m. my husband woke me to say he'd wet the bed. I took my pillows, made a little nest on the floor by the bed, pulled my fluffy dressing gown over myself and told him to deal with it. This is not the first time, it won't be the last time. Previously this has happened once every 2 to 3 years, this last year it's happened 4 times at least. I'm pretty sure it's related to his untreated sleep apnea. Previously he has run off to shower, leaving me to strip the bed and remake it so that I can get back in. Today I think he realized before he showered, that I genuinely wasn't going to help. He took all the wet stuff downstairs, put the first load on to wash, put the duvet in a bag to go to the dry cleaners and then went for a shower. When he gets home tonight I'm going to ask yet again when he's going to book a doctor's appointment. I wonder if my utter lack of care this morning will change anything.